Well, the Supreme Court issued multiple rulings today, but the cases involving immunity for Donald Trump, gun rights, and abortions during medical emergencies, well, all those are still pending.
That's right. The justices did uphold a Trump-era tax on overseas investments. This decision came down 7-2, rejecting an argument from a Washington state couple who challenged a $15,000 tax bill they received for an investment in an India-based company.
CBS News chief legal correspondent Jan Crawford has been following all of the rulings closely for us from our Washington bureau. So, Jan, let's talk about this case. Walk us through it and how the justices came to their decision.
Well, I mean, first of all, I think today we got 4 cases, and I think today really shows how the court does a whole lot of other cases that are very technical and apply to only a few people, but they're very important for those few people. So we'll summarize this one really briefly, because I think what's notable about this case is what the court did not do. This was a case that presented the court with an opportunity to basically upend large portions of the U.S. tax code if they had sided with this couple in the way that business groups were really pushing. They'd gone after a 2017 law that was signed into effect by then-President Trump that allowed certain taxation of foreign profits of U.S. companies. Okay, well, why is that important? Why is everyone so up in arms about this case potentially? The argument was if the court went along with this sweeping argument that it could have gotten at other forms of taxation that are really important for the U.S. Treasury, and it also could have gone at a proposed wealth tax, which is a proposed tax for the richest Americans that would get at some of their stock holdings and other assets, which now are typically only taxed once they're sold. So this was one of those cases that had a lot of like, ooh, if the court does this, but they didn't. So now we're just sitting here waiting to see what they might do tomorrow, because like you said, the major cases of this term, there are several of them that we're still waiting, including those 2 that would really directly affect then President Donald Trump.
And let's speak about those, Jan, because one of the most anticipated decisions relates to Trump's claim of presidential immunity. When might we expect a ruling there, and what are the key points based on the oral arguments we heard of the justices weighing?
Oh, man, Errol, I wish we knew when we were getting that ruling. It would make all of our lives a lot better, a lot easier. I know. So, because as you know, we know that we have decisions tomorrow, but we never know what they are until the court's actually saying, here's the decision. So we'll be waiting tomorrow at 10 o'clock to see if we're going to get that decision in the case that asks whether Trump can be prosecuted for his actions around January 6th or whether he has some immunity. So that'll directly affect Special Counsel Jack Smith's efforts to bring him to trial for January 6th and obstruction of the 2020 presidential campaign. What we do know is that the court typically finishes its business by the end of June, early July. So we do know that we should get a decision in this case by the end of next week, if they finish by the end of June, or by the following week. I think most people expect that at the very latest they'll be done before the 4th of July.
All right, Jan Crawford for us there in D.C. Thanks, Jan.
Thanks, Jan.